Obviously, the prospects of a far-right Trump government are scary for everyone. But I'm also not on here just to contribute to all the doom and gloom media. That's why we're launching this new series, Socialists Talk, to talk more about what is possible and how we're going to get there. And how we're not going to wait until Trump gets into office to start to think about what our plan is. In reality, we need more than just a defense. We need an offense if we're going to win. Let me roll up my sleeves. First, I need to say something. We can't act like there weren't things deeply wrong with our government and our society before Trump. We need to transcend this idea that a whole revolutionary transformation of our society wasn't already necessary, because it was. Like, let's be for real. We also need to transcend this idea that the way our society is set up right now is the best we're gonna get. Not even to sound cliche, but our collective imagination is so muddled under capitalism. We're constantly inundated with this idea that anything outside of capitalism is impossible. It, quote unquote, just won't work. So we stop ourselves short from even imagining how beautiful things could be. But put that on a pause for a minute. I'm a socialist, and I not only believe, but know that another world is possible. So let me tell you what a revolutionary transformation of our government could actually look like. Imagine a government that instead of masking its true allegiance to money by claiming that it's by and for the people, it actually was by and for the people. Imagine it was a government that could come out straight up and say, yeah, this is a workers' government. Elected officials would get a regular salary like the rest of us without all these crazy perks, because they're actually there to serve the people rather than just who can fund them the most. All the institutions that perpetuate racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, because they're set up for certain people to succeed and the majority of us to fail, would be torn down by the government and replaced with a guaranteeing of our basic human rights. Because guaranteeing that our basic needs are met would be the whole purpose of a workers' government after all, right? Ensuring that the people and the planet have the things that we actually need, whether it's housing, healthcare, leisure, nutritious food, an actual plan to combat climate change. Instead of having a government that gives a tiny minority of people who already have so much money free reign to just keep accumulating as much money as they want, we'd have a people-powered government that would take back the wealth, the power of all these corporations that currently run our society and use that stuff for the collective good. All of these massive corporations would become public property, and people would democratically decide what they do rather than just a rich CEO. No longer would democracy look like us going to the ballot box every 2 to 4 years and choosing between two sides of the same coin and then going home. Political participation in society would be all-encompassing and infused into our daily lives as working class people. Okay, now what if I told you that you didn't need to imagine that all of these things are entirely possible right here in the United States, and that's socialism? Now, I want to be realistic that these are not sweeping changes that could happen overnight or even be voted into power. But whether or not we do see this future is about power, who has it and who doesn't. And newsflash, everybody, as working class people, we do not have real power under capitalism. But it's attainable if and only if we organize, if we actually take seriously the need for a revolutionary transformation of our society, because that's genuinely what we need. The tiny clique of rich people that run our society are definitely organized. They have an entire government of cops, the courts, bureaucrats, soldiers, to make sure that things continue operating exactly how they want them to. And that's why we need organization. Organization that's even stronger than they are. One that's capable of going up against their government, their capitalist government, and winning. I want us to want better for ourselves. And we can't just sit and wait until Trump gets into office to start to think about what it is that we want and how we're going to get there. In the PSL, we are building it already, and we have been for the last 20 years. And we need you to join us.